do you know Jennifer at the very beginning? How do you know her?
I came to know Jennifer I was looking to restore a book, my Bible, and I did a very simple Google search using Hong Kong and bookbinding, and almost the entire first page, the Google page, either mentioned Jennifer or her former bookstore. And so I was very fortunate that by looking through those blogs, emails, and those things, there was an email for Jennifer, and I was able to get in touch with her via the email.
And then which book did Jennifer help you to repair?
I have a Bible that travels with me. It's in here. And I'm an airline pilot, and this book goes with me all the time when I travel. And it takes a lot of abuse. So it was starting on the edges and on the back. It was starting to get a lot of wear and tear, and I was afraid it was going to fall apart. So that's why I was looking for Jennifer, at least if she knew somebody, if she did it, or if somebody else she knew could help me with fixing the problem.
But why did you want to repair it? Because somebody may just try to get a new one, but not try to repair.
That's a great question. We live in a world where when the next iPhone comes out, we've got to have it, or this and that. But if you look inside, I have lots of things I've written down that I want to keep. I keep a picture of my wife, and it's like an old friend, and it's a little dog-eared here and there, but I love it. I love the feel of it. It's mine. It's been with me a long time, and I like to travel with it. It's kind of makes me feel comfortable when it's around.
So does this Bible have some special meaning for you, or special value for you?
Yes and no. In the end, it's a book. It's simply a book made out of paper and leather, but yes, it does have meaning because it's been with me, and I've gotten a great amount of joy out of it. It's something I read every day, and I take it with me wherever I go. So it does have a lot of meaning to me, but it's a book. Yeah, it's special.
Then, how was the condition of the Bible before?
Like I said, around the edges it was really frayed, and along the back was really frayed, and I was afraid if I continued to carry it in my briefcase that eventually the outer covering was going to come off or tear, and then it really starts to fall apart fast when it gets to that point, and that's what drove me to try and find somebody to work on it, in Jennifer.
Then how does it look like now, and are you satisfied about it?
Well, I'll let you judge. I think she did a great job. The thing that was interesting about Jennifer was she restores books, and she can, I think, take them back to where they look, almost brand new, but really good. But what I told her was, and she explained all this, but I said, I want to put it back in my briefcase. I want it to be a little bit tougher. So not only did she restore it so it looks beautiful again, but she also made it a little bit tougher. She put, and I'll let her tell that because it's over my head what she did and all the techniques, but it made it more resistant to what my kind of lifestyle is, traveling and where it's going to be out in the open and that kind of thing. So I thought she did a wonderful job with it, and it retained the embossing and things like that as well.
How do you satisfy about?
Well, if we go 1 to 10, I would give Jennifer a 10 on the restoration job she did for me.
Then, how do you evaluate Jennifer's work about restoring books? Because there is very few people doing this now, especially in Hong Kong.
Oh, I think it's a lost art, and so it's hard to find. She, as far as I knew, she was the only person in Hong Kong that even deals with old books. So it's a treat. And then the great thing was when I contacted her, I think we met within like 1 week by email. I sent her some pictures of the Bible. She wanted to look at it, and then she immediately, once we met, she told me exactly what she could do for it, and then she took care of it, and I had the Bible back, I think, within 2 weeks. inside of 2 weeks.
Then how important is her work in the society nowadays?
Oh, it's extremely important. The books don't get, they age just like you and me. They don't get younger. And she explained this to me, that they need care, and if future generations are going to enjoy a book as much as I do, and I hope someday this book goes to somebody, whether it be my daughters or a niece or a nephew, and they get to enjoy it. Without her doing this kind of work, unfortunately, it's paper and leather. It'll fall apart over time. But with somebody like Jennifer, who's willing to take time and take care of things, it can last for a long, long time. And we know through places like in my country, the Library of Congress, we have books that are hundreds and hundreds, 500, 600 years old since the first printing presses came out. Super important.